Bloodfest is a new horror comedy from Rooster Teeth that doesn't really deliver on the horror or on the comedy. And I mean, there is some blood, so the title is kind of fitting. But I think the biggest fault of this film is that I don't feel the love of the genre. And that when the movies like Cabin in the Woods and Scream have done this better decades ago, it's just kind of a pointless film.
Wall Street, everything real, the monsters, everything.
Oh my god! If you know the rules, you just might make it! Vampires, zombies, slashers.
The clowns I found on Craigslist.
So the basic idea of this film is that they're having this fest, a blood fest, but it's just like it's like a festival celebrating horror films, and it's like a theme park. And then the creator of it decides to make a horror film of killing all these people that are at the festival, and then it just kind of dissolves into a shit fest. And it's like, I mean, obviously this was filmed in a micro budget, so like they have, like, when they show things, all the park and what's there, but you only actually ever see like 3 areas of it. And you don't, like, it's funny, if you think you're doing like a film making fun of the genre, like you could make, that's a kind of, fair use. So you think they would use actual more real things, real movies, but the only real movies are mentioned in dialogue. Like they mention like some of the movies in dialogue. They say Freddy, or they say like things. Say Get Out, and they say like, oh, like that movie, like this movie. But then for the actual things inside the movie, they either have things like vampires, zombies, and clowns, or they have a thing that they created, the Arborist, which is it's just like, I mean, it's trying to be like, Freddy Krueger kind of. And you have people that like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre people running around with chainsaws at the beginning. And the only bloodfesty sort of stuff is at the beginning of the movie when it first starts and they start killing everyone. And after that, it just goes into a normal, like you have like 4 or 5 people and they have to go through this festival, and one of them dies in each area, and then they it's a very common, the tropey. It feels like they're trying to make fun of the tropes, but at the same time they're using them all like poorly. It's like it's not self-aware enough. Like it's like they're doing, like, they're making fun of things, but then they're making it worse. Like, and there are many times that like they kind of like they're trying to make fun of horror films, and they're like some of the characters that talk bad about them, like no one really says. I mean, it has one character kind of says about why horror films are good, but it feels like they don't have the emotion and the actual love of the genre within. Like no one can roast a genre like someone that actually loves it, and I don't feel that they love the genre. And it's just like, I mean, the beginning of the serves the most point is that when people being killed, you get like F to C-list actors and YouTube stars being killed. Like you see Gavin from the Slow Mo Bros be cut in half in slow motion, and it's like, yeah, okay, yeah, but they don't do it. There's not a lot of it. Like Zachary Levi comes up, they're like, oh, that's Zachary Levi. Oh, okay, oh, he's dead. Okay, like this, and like I kept watching the movie and I was thinking that when I was watching, I was like, oh, it'd be so interesting if they did this. It would be so interesting if they did that. And it's like, no, they're just going to go straight down the line and do nothing interesting with it. And it's like the funniest kind of line was when they're saying that, like, that this guy created these things for this park, but like I created this and that and this, and they're like, but the clowns, I just got them from Craigslist. And it's so funny, probably the funniest line in the film. But I kept thinking it would have been funny if that, of course, the one character is scared of clowns, And I kept thinking that, when they actually got to the clown area, it'd be funny if that instead of attacking them and being killer clowns, if they actually did like a real clown act. Like they're just like, party clowns. And I thought that would be funny, and then like the character would actually be even more scared of him, would run away or something. But, for other stuff, like they do this thing where they try to explain it away, like this is in the real world. And I mean, if it's just in a movie, it's like, you can forgive it. You can like forgive its inaccuracies or how it wouldn't really work. But then in this movie, it's like they have to say, oh, the zombies, they're dead bodies, but we're reanimating by putting like electric diodes in different places in the arm. Then you have these gamers that are playing and moving them around, and it's like, oh, they're real zombies. Isn't that cool? And like, because they try to explain it, you're like, that wouldn't work. That's not how that works. And they also try to explain, vampires. Well, there are no real vampires, but if they get European women in for promise of jobs and money in the U.S., and then you infect them with this disease, and you surgically change their teeth, and like you make them hungry for blood, and you have a vampire. And like you have this stuff too that they show off the screen that they somehow made Yetis and stuff, but they never actually showed it because the movie's cheap, of course. But it's like, it's just so goofy. And again, like, the people in it are okay, but they have, like, this whole stupid kind of virgin thing going on, and they have to, like, play that up for a while, and it's like, of course, yeah, they lost their virginity, now they're gonna die, okay, fine. And it's like, and also, too, I think there's, like, a moment that's, like, there's, like, a Saw moment, and it's like, the doll is not like anything like the Saw doll. She kind of looked like the Dead Silence doll from, Wan, the guy that directed, Conjuring and all those films. And it's just like, it's like, goofy, like, it's kind of a throwaway scene, but when a character dies in it, and it's like they have his arms ripped off, and it's like, oh, they turn away so that, like, you don't see the arms ripped off, you see, like, someone throw a bucket of blood on them. And it's like, if you're going to call Bloodfest, have more. Like, I just watched the other day a YouTuber, blacksmith YouTuber. He was doing like a series of trauma videos about how you should react if something horrible happens in a workshop. And they did, a thing where a power hammer like tore off his arm. And I mean, if a YouTube video can do that, you could do that in a movie. And also, I couldn't help thinking, in this one, and a couple other ones, especially later, like a person's bit by a vampire, and they're like, no, don't die, and they're just like standing there like, if you don't want him to die, put some pressure on the wound. And it's like, it's just that if they didn't have to try to be real, I wouldn't have minded much. But when they try to make it real, it just makes it stupid. And then there's this whole plot twist towards the end that is just, it's stupid, it's bad. It's like, it's goofy, it doesn't make sense. And you see all these people working, they're murdering people. They never really address the issue that they're horrible people, you're murdering hundreds or thousands of people. And it's like, they never address it. And it's just, the movie is frustrating. Like, it's just, and it's forgettable too. Like, I mean, after I do this review, I probably won't ever remember what's in it. Because it's not good. It's not even like a good bad. Like, it's not like horribly bad. It's just bad. Like, I give it like a 4 out of 10. I would not recommend it. But thanks for watching. Check out the playlist on my head. Subscribe to me over there. Thanks.